Hey guys, it's your boy What's Poppin' B here. Today I'll be kind of going over a little guide on how to dominate the Thick Ghost on Insanity mode and a little custom, what we like to call Insanity Plus. Makes Insanity mode a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I'll give you a little rundown on how we go for that perfect W. So I'll go through Insanity and then I'll go through like our little Insanity Plus mode that we got. So yeah, let's get into it. So as you can see, this is Insanity. It's just a lot easier to show you the specifics of Insanity. You can do this by just going here and then presets and then doing Insanity preset. So yeah, so starting Insanity 75%. So you gotta be watching out for that demon. Demons like to catch you lacking. You might think it's a ghost event when it's not. Then Sanity Pill Restoration is only 20%, so it's very low. Sanity Drain Speed is 200%. Sprinting's on. Flare Speed 100. Flashlight's on. And of course you lose items and all that. So, and then the Ghost, Ghost Speed's normal 100. The roaming frequency is a lot higher, or it is the highest. Changing favorite room is high as well. Interaction amount is low. Event frequency is high. Friendly ghosts, of course, off. Grace period's only 2 seconds. Hunt duration is high, so that means it hunts for long. And then one of the biggest things is that event or evidence is only given. Only one evidence is given. Fingerprint chance 100%. Duration 60 and all that. And then contract startup time 0, of course. Weather random. Door starting on open high. And then hiding places are very low. And of course you don't got your monitors. Fuse box starts off, and then of course you can't see the fuse box on the map. Okay, now time to go over the Insanity Plus mode that we've kind of cooked up. And the main thing for this is to make a little bit harder Insanity mode while kind of keeping the basic concept of the game, like having at least one evidence, because we kind of feel that if you don't have any evidence, then you're kind of not really playing Phasmophobia, in my opinion. Like there's not really any point in having like almost all the gear and all that. So I feel, in having sprint on, just basic mechanics to keep them in there, because I feel like it's, unless you're trying to go for, an insane amount of rewards or going for like apocalypse mode runs, then I feel like, this, we're gonna still tweak it, but this is kind of a nice, hardish mode that we cooked up here. So let's go over it. Startup time 0%. Weather, heavy rain, of course, because that gives you the greatest amount of XP rewards. As you can see, this is 8.85. And doors open, no hiding spaces. Sanity monitor off, activity monitor off, fuse box broken. That's a big part, so you got to really use candles to be able to loop the ghost or see what the ghost is and whatnot. Fuse box off on the map, of course. Ghost speed, like I said, gotta keep everything vanilla for the most part. So yeah, that's 100%. And then roaming, all that. Most of the stuff is the same as Insanity. Like grace period, we turned that to 0 because we thought it'd be like just crazy. That actually happened to me already, where I was walking up the stairs, and then I heard the heartbeat for like 1 second, and I was dead, which was pretty funny. It was a bit of a jump scare and all that. Hunt duration high, evidence given 1. We dropped the finger print duration to 15. That's the lowest you can get, just to increase the rewards. It doesn't do it by much, but we still did it. And then fingerprint chance, we kept it at 100 because it's kind of hard to know like somewhat 100% if it's Nobake or not. And then yeah, Start Insanity 75. We might drop that down to 50, but we'll keep it up there for now. And then Pill Insanity Restoration 0. Speed, sprinting, kept it on. Player speed 100%. Then flashlights off, and then consumables or lose items and consumables are on as well. So yeah, that is basically that. So yeah, let's take a look at the equipment that you'll need to bring. So with dots, if you're gonna do the like our Insanity Plus mode, you would want to at least have tier 2 dots, because the tier 1 won't work because there's no flashlights. But yeah, dots usually you just want the max tier for the most part. I know tier 2 kind of it's all right too, because then you don't have the dots kind of sweeping all around the room, so it kind of depends, varies. Flashlights, just forget about those. Spirit box, you want the highest tier so you get the most range and all that, so it's more likely for the ghost to actually give you the evidence if it is spirit box. UV light, the tier 1 goes pretty hard, especially after they fixed the little bug where you drop down the floor, kind of like not emulate any UV light. If you're doing normal Insanity, the tier 3 goes pretty hard too, has a really big radius, but for the most part just the tier 1 would treat you just well, especially if you're doing the Insanity Plus mode, because you cannot use anything else. And then EMF, basically tier 3 is just the GOAT. Really kind of helps you out if you're trying to figure out if it's like a Yuri with that double like door touch and whatnot. So you can kind of tell a little bit easier with the EMF 3 or tier 3 and all that. And also, yeah, it just gives you a better idea of where things are being thrown or whatnot. And then yeah, we got the Ghost Writing book. You want the highest tier that you can, just because it makes it more likely and it increases the range of the book. Therm, usually just always bring tier 1 regardless. Tier 1's just ideal for any situation, really. The other two, just honestly, they need to like buff them to make them even worth it in my opinion. And then video camera, usually, yeah, whatever the highest tier that you have works. And then crucifix, you know, of course, highest tier that you can. Headgear, you don't really need to bring it unless if you have the tier 3, and then when you have the tier 3, that's like very ideal to bring, especially if you're doing the Insanity Plus, because there won't be any light. Incense, never bring tier 3 at all. It's right now if you're crouching, which you should, if you're, especially if you're looping the ghost, it will fuck up your movement and you'll be pressing W, and then it'll make you go left and right, and then you'll die. Happened to me quite a few times. So yeah, so basically you probably bring 1 or 2, up to you. I know if you're trying to listen to the speed, tier 2 kind of messes you up sometimes, because then it'll like randomly slow down and you might think it's like a Revenant, but it's very, you just gotta be more aware. Usually tier 1 we kind of just bring because, you know, it's just basic. Parabolic microphone, bring as the highest tier that you can. Helps you get that that objective if you need that parabolic microphone. OBJ, tier 2 salt is the GOAT. Kind of messes you up if you bring the tier 3. So we typically just bring tier 2 because it has that long like stripe of salt. Which sound sensor, tripod, never bring them. Sanity medication, if you're doing the Insanity Plus, don't even worry about this. But actually, no, you can bring the tier 3 because it will give you a little like speed boost and make you sprint a bit longer, so that'd be good. But yeah, if you do Insanity, you bring the highest tier. Photo camera, highest tier. Motion sensor, you can bring tier 2 or tier 3. Really depends. Tier 3, you can kind of know where the ghost is standing. and whatnot, but either work fine. The lighter, you can, the highest tier really. Firelight, for both the tier 3 is GOAT, but really any works as well. Just the tier 3 never um, runs out basically. And then yeah. All right, and now here's a little run of me and my homie Resaucin doing an Insanity Plus run on Ridgeview. That's so basically what you want to do first is grab mainly probably like UV, EMF, therm, and video camera. Usually those are the best things to bring to kind of help find where the ghost is at, because usually you want to find it as quick as possible, because then if you can't find it right away, then it makes it harder and harder, because then it will probably start hunting more and more. Right now I'm going back between EMF and UV. So basically, yeah, you just want to use those, have those out, and then as you can see right now, I see that the temperature drops. That's why I really like the EMF, or sorry, the therm, tier 1 therm, because it works really well. And now I'm just trying out Spirit Box, see if it will give me a quick response here. It does not, so I dropped down the EMF just so then if anything does get thrown, we'll both hear it and then can check if it's EMF 5 kind of thing. So now I'm checking on where the ghost room is exactly, because it's not really dropping that much, so it kind of tells me that the ghost probably just was in this hallway and it's not its actual ghost room. So I just hop into rooms that are nearby to see if it will drop even lower. And then when I walk into the bathroom, I see it just start dropping like a bag of rocks. So I calm, hey, the ghost room's in here. Try the spirit box again. The homie's using UV now. He was checking for ghost orbs with the video camera. So now he's letting me do it solo, because, you know, some ghosts only respond to people when you're alone. So yeah, and basically when you find the ghost room, and we get kind of lucky here because it does hunt pretty quickly, but if you don't get it to hunt, you basically want to just bring in all the evidence, um, and try to get your one piece of evidence first. But right now it hunts, so we skedaddle on out of there, and then we do hear that the ghost is a bit slower than default speed, so that tells us that it's either like the twins or a Moroi, um, because those are kind of the only two that can be that that speed. And so after this first hunt, we're like, okay, it's either one of those two. I checked the light switch to make sure it stopped hunting. Always want to do that, because you can still use the light switches even if the breaker is broken. So yeah, that's always a good idea. Right now, we're thinking it's probably twins. So I drove a smudge combo. We kind of get shook by how the crucifix is has been used. So we're like, okay then. And so right now, usually after you find the ghost room, this would be the time you get like all the other evidence equipment in there if you haven't gotten a piece of evidence yet. So yeah, so bring our stuff back in after we talk a bit. Oh yeah, because I thought that there's another ghost that was scared of the crucifix as well as the demon, and like just made the crucifix's range a lot bigger. Which I thought it was like either the Phantom, Poltergeist, or like Wraith. But I don't know, that could have been like an old patch and then they took it out and whatnot. I'm not too sure, but I could have sworn that was a real thing back in the day, but I could be wrong. So yeah, I'm just kind of reading the ghost types. I'm like, huh. And yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, so right now, after you kind of hear the ghost, like footsteps and all that. And as you can see for the perfect game, check the objectives, and then the homeboy Resourcin has already took the picture and grabbed the bone, which usually you should probably do that right after you find the ghost room, or when you're trying to find the ghost room, try to find the bone, because that's how you get the perfect game. So right now I'm seeing how there's no breaker. We're using candles to kind of be able to see where the ghost is while looping so we don't die. And right now we're just wanting it to hunt again so we can confirm whether or not it's a twin or any other ghost. So right now I skedaddle. Yeah, it was pretty hard to see the ghost, but it was definitely coming. And yeah, here's like the hiding spot that I used before. It technically doesn't say it's a hiding spot, but it works a good amount of time. So yeah, I could definitely make a video on where all the hiding spots are that aren't supposed to be hiding spots. So yeah, so I grabbed some more firelights to be able to see. As you can see there, mainly with taking 3-star photos, we only use the salt. So usually what you want to do, you do it right away if you want, is in like a main part of the map, or if you're gonna loop it, have it kind of in the looping path. So it will run over the salt, and then you'll be able to take 9 photos. You would always want to stack it so then it doesn't hit one patch of salt and not the other. Just be a bit more efficient that way. So yeah, then you take a picture of the bone, the 9 photos of the salt, and then there's all your photos done. Then you just need to worry about the OBJs. But if it is a wraith, typically what we like to do for photos is like crucifixes. You can get 4 pictures um, with them. Because then, especially if you're close to them, if you see the crucifix, get burned, and then you can take a picture for the interaction, and then you take another picture after that for the burnt crucifix photo, and then you can also use like blowout firelight as well. That's another good one. It's just because with interactions, we find that it's kind of scuffed some of the time. So you'll like take a picture of a door that was just like opened by the ghost, and then you'll take a picture and then be like a 2-star photo, which is just dumb. So we typically only use those 3 photos um for our perfect games. And so yeah. So now we're just I'm pretty sure the past few hunts the ghost has always been the slower twin. So we're trying to have it hunt so we can confirm that it is the twins. Which I mean right now it's probably 100% twins with all the information that we know. So yeah, we're just wanting to confirm 100% that it's gonna switch to um the quicker twin. So right now we just have all the candles set in the mood, getting a little bit zesty and waiting for the ghost to hunt. And definitely in like a future video I could go over all the ghost special abilities and all that, and how to like tell whether or not it's a wraith or whatever. But this is basically if you already know all the like little ghost things. Um, and this is just basically how we go for perfect games. So yeah, so there's the ghost. Pretty sure this one was the quicker one. Forget, I just have the sound muted because we're also talking and all that, and then be hard to talk over us talking and stuff. So thought we'll just do a voiceover. And yeah, that was the quicker twin. So we head out, we check, make sure everything's good. Everything is good. So twin. And then yeah, then we leave. And then as you can see here, drum roll, and then boom, it's the twins. So got that dub. And then yeah, as you can see, I got 3,700 for the XP and cash. And yeah, so have a good one. Bye.